Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor, and we're here live, breaking news because I can confirm. I mean, Vanity Fair just confirmed it, but I'm here to offer some new details because we're not just getting one Batman, we're getting two Batmen. We're going to be getting a lot of Batmen, but there's two major popular Batmen that have now been confirmed for the upcoming Flash film. I'm told we will get announcements this weekend at Fandome. I'm told they're not going to show up. I don't know why. My source is saying Keaton and Affleck won't be there, but the announcement will be made. But let's break this down. So Vanity Fair got this exclusive. They've been reporting this first, but it's true. Ben Affleck will return as the Batman in Flash. He'll also appear alongside Michael Keaton in the upcoming movie. And yes, while there's been a lot of talks, I can confirm, my sources say, Michael Keaton is in. Now, I'll get to this in a second, but what I'm told is Ben Affleck just literally signed this week. This has just got confirmed. He is going to be a cameo. It's going to be a smaller role, sort of passing off the torch, because he and Barry sort of started this together. He will be there to sort of help set it up, and then sort of as his last sort of swan song to his Batman portrayal. So it gives Ben Affleck one last opportunity to sort of do something. I wonder if they'll be able to use that as an opportunity to do reshoots for Snyder's version. I wonder. He's gonna, but at the same time, I've heard he's just playing Bruce Wayne. It's not going to be Batman in the suit and everything. But he'll clearly be doing some shoots in the next coming months as they get gearing up for the Flash. We shall see. But yes, Ben Affleck will be appearing as Bruce Wayne in a cameo to sort of pass the torch off and say goodbye to Ezra Miller as Flashpoint proceeds. And yes, Michael Keaton is coming back as Bruce Wayne to be the string puller to watch all the things that will unfold in this upcoming multiverse. So this is crazy. This is nuts. Let's read what Vanity Fair is reporting. Finally may happen. Ben Affleck versions of Crime Fighter is coming back to set things right. The Argo director's brooding Dark Knight is coming back for one more movie, with Affleck agreeing to return as Bruce Wayne. There it is. They confirm it in the upcoming big screen version, The Flash. Portrayals of Batman always ignite furious debate among fans, and Affleck's selection for the part continues to provoke intense discussion. I guess that's one way you could put it. Even years after he first donned the cowl, some love him, some disparage him, some refuse to see him in the role from the very beginning, while others consider him an underrated favorite who deserved more chances to play the role on screen. I liked him. I thought he did good. The Flash movie, which is planned for release in the summer of 2022, will feature Barry Allen, played by Ezra Miller, breaking the bonds of physics to crash into various parallel dimensions, where he'll encounter slight different versions of DC classic heroes. It's an adaptation of Flashpoint, directed by Andy Muschietti, who did It, Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. His Batman had a dichotomy that is very strong, which is his masculinity, because of the way he looks and the opposing figure that he has and his jawline. He's also very vulnerable, Muschietti said in an interview. He knows how to deliver from the inside out, that vulnerability. He just needs a story that allows him to bring that contrast, that balance. Affleck got the script at the end of last week and agreed this week to join the project. I mean, crazy. Vanity Fair is breaking this. I wonder if why would they release this before Fandome? That's crazy. He's a very substantial part of the emotional impact of the movie. The interaction and relationship between Barry and Affleck's Wayne will bring an emotional level that we haven't seen before, the director added. It's Barry's movie, it's Barry's story, but the characters are more related than we think. They both lost their mothers to murder, and that's one of the emotional vessels of the movie. That's where the Affleck Batman kicks in. I'm glad to be collaborating with someone who has been on both sides of the camera too, Muschietti said. He understands. Affleck won't be the only Batman making a comeback. A few more of the alternate dimension heroes who turn up in the Flash movie will be figures we've seen before. Michael Keaton's Batman from Tim Burton's 1985 is also set to appear in what Muschietti said was a substantial part. So Keaton is a big role. Affleck is a cameo. It's going to be like a very quick supporting role to sort of set the tone. There's another reason the Flash needed the character affectionately known as Batfleck. In DC's movie universe, Affleck's gray-templed Bruce Wayne is the one Ezra's Flash would consider the original Batman, the one he has already fought alongside in the previous Zack Snyder films. Muschietti said it wouldn't work as well for him to venture into the company of other Batmen without having Affleck as a starting point. He's the baseline. He's part of the unaltered state before we jump into Barry's adventure. There's familiarity there. Honestly, smart and good for Ben Affleck to acknowledge this. Guys, as I read this, I'm getting so excited for The Flash. I'm like, oh my God, they're doing this right. Someone's getting it. They're gonna really play with the multiverse. Goosebumps reading this because I'm just like, yes. And getting Affleck in this role, it's just exciting. It's spot on, and good for Affleck to get it and to not be a diva himself and be like, I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore. No, he gets it. He's clearly liked the script. He's clearly like, Keaton's back. I got to do this. This is going to be the bridge to the Batman. Now I'm going to be the bridge there. Come on, I got to do it. Keeps him alive. So that familiarity is right. We can't. If you're going to keep Ezra Miller's Flash, you got to sort of set the tone with Ben's Batman. So great, and then we get to move in. DC's has still other motivations for exploring the story. Batman is too valuable a character to leave fallow for long, and new actors will forever be stepping into the role by threading the concept of a multiverse into its DC storyline. Warner Brothers is attempting to create a way for all the competing factions of its fandom to coexist together. Unlike the Marvel Cinematic Universe or Star Wars, in which everything is designed to be part of the same canon, the multiverse approach can allow projects to vary greatly in tone or feature different actors while still being threaded together, keeping a broad collation of fans from battling over what is legitimate is one of the biggest challenges for studios managing franchises with vast appeal and decades of history. Sony's animated Into the Spider-Verse also helped popularize the alternate dimension concept using Miles Morales. So far, the multiverse approach has helped DC. Blah 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 blah. They have they're talking about the Arrowverse and all the shows there. And Ezra's movie Flash making an appearance in that story by coming face to face with TV Flash, played by Grant Gustin. So as everyone made fun of that scene, which was a ridiculous scene, good for them because they were like, no, we're making this happen. They were teasing us all. They're like, no, it's happening. We're going to make the multiverse happen. And so that moment with Barry Allen in the TV show Flash was actually kind of cool because it's like, oh no, yeah, he's there. And I wonder if they'll make that part of it, or if they get Grant Gustin to sort of show up at one point in the movie as a cameo. Well, you have so many opportunities now that it's pretty exciting. This movie is a bit of a hinge in the sense that it presents a story that implies a unified universe where all the cinematic iterations that we've seen before are valid. Muschietti says it's inclusive in the sense that it's saying that you've seen that all that you've seen exists and everything that you will see exists in the same unified multiverse. That doesn't mean there aren't still intense disagreements in the fandom, and the return of Batfleck is sure to launch countless takes. Affleck was cast as Batman, and we know the history of there, and Snyder's vision before the film was handed off to Joss Whedon, and a new film that left no one happy. Affleck has previously signed on to direct The Batman, but left the project, saying its demands were taking too much of a toll. At that time, he parted ways with the film, also dealing with the end of his marriage. I showed somebody the Batman script. He told the New York Times, they said, I think the script is good. I also think you'll drink yourself to death if you go through what you just went through again. So clearly he's feeling better if he's agreeing to do one last sort of Batman project. Barbara Muschietti, the producer on The Flash and sister of longtime collaborator, told Vanity Fair she had worried this might make him reluctant to return at all. There have been all sorts of stories and things he said himself about having a very hard time playing Batman, and it had been difficult for him. She said, I think it was more about a difficult time in his life. When we approached him, he's now in a very different time in his life. He was very open to it, which was a bit of a surprise to us. It was a question mark. We are all human and go through great times in our lives and terrible times in our lives. She added, right now, he's in a place where he can actually enjoy being Batman. Plus, he doesn't have to carry the entire movie. It's a pivotal role, but at the same time, it's a fun part, she said. Filmmaker Matt Reeves is now making the Batman with Pattinson in the lead. The film was in the midst of shooting when Bud Light lockdown hit. It's presumed to resume this fall. Although a standalone film for Affleck didn't happen, his admirers continue to champion the role. With The Flash, you'll likely get to see him answer the bat signal at least one more time. Guys, I mean, damn. I mean, bravo, Anthony Brizicon over at Vanity Fair for getting this scoop pre-Fandome. We've all been trying to get these scoops, and he just totally schooled us all. So bravo there. Props where it's due. And getting quotes from Muschietti and everybody to just, this is not a joke. This is not a rumor. This is not something. We got the director quoted in here saying, yeah, he's back, and confirming Michael Keaton is back as well in a substantial role. Again, I'm just confused. The plan. This is what you reveal at Fandome. This is the type of thing that you do there, not in a random Vanity Fair article that's slowly spreading around 2 days before Fandome. Allow this to be a big moment in the moment of Fandome and have them show up in Zoom, whatever they got to do to say it, or at least a greeting like, hey, we're so excited to be here. A lot of this stuff is pre-taped anyway. You could have probably gotten a pretty quick moment of Affleck and Keaton being there on a thing. But man, this one excites me. This one's fun. I'm trying to look through some of the comments as you guys look very excited in there. People are excited excited to see Let's Go. DC fans rejoice. This is an interesting way to do it. I got to say, we're going to talk a lot more tonight on Nerd Wars. I wanted to do a live thing just to break this with you, react with you in case any of you guys have any news, or I got some as I was recording this. But lots more to say about this topic as we get more. Plus, Ray Fisher's back in the news. I'm gonna hold off on that. I'm gathering some more intel on his stuff, but stay tuned tonight to Nerd Wars. When this finally is done processing, I'll make sure to put an iCard over there so you guys can join us tonight, so we can have a lot more conversations and get you guys involved. And I'll let some of you guys call in tonight. We'll try and do a lot. I'm trying to get Garza on, who's he's a supporter of Ray and everybody, because I'd like to have an actual civil conversation about this with someone who disagrees with me. So I hope to have that tonight. We shall see. So stay tuned. But staying on this topic before I wrap up, guys, this is cool. This is what DC had the opportunity to do a while ago, and I'm glad they're finally doing it. But I say this just as a fan. Look, as a fan, who's in charge? Who's in charge? I just got to know. I want to know who's in charge of all this. Who's making the plan? Is this a one-off? Is Muschietti doing this? Who's figuring out all this cool Flashpoint stuff? And then who's in charge of deciding which things stick around or become the main line? Will there be a main line, or will now there be multiple things in the movies? Does Robert Pattinson get absorbed in, or is that only if we like him? Are they playing this by ear, sort of hoping we'll like what they all are announcing at Fandome, and then those pieces will become part of the puzzle? And then Affleck, who clearly maybe doesn't want to do this, or could this launch to Affleck coming back for more if he has fun doing this one and the fans actually enjoy it with him? Does this mean we could actually get a Batman movie over on HBO Max? If anything, I got to say it's pretty brilliant on Warner Media for sort of cooling everybody down and getting this going. And honestly, I say this, like, Snyder fans out there who are the toxic ones, the small group, chill. Like, even Ray Fisher, chill. Like, there's an opportunity now where we can all get what we want. And we don't have to keep poking at each other. We can all get along in this fandom, and you guys can get your movies, we can get our movies, and sometimes they can cross-collab, and maybe we can all be happy. Wow, what an idea. Could that be possible? But I don't know. There seems to still be some, jockeying for control over who's in charge. And I don't know. I'm very curious. I'm going to look around, do some more research before tonight. So join us tonight, Nerd Wars. We can talk more about this in depth. But I'm genuinely concerned and confused of who is in charge. Look, I don't keep saying Marvel and Feige as the example, but he's in charge. Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy's in charge. So look, regardless of what you like, she's to blame. In Marvel's success, he's to, compliment. So who's in charge and who's sort of helping to make sure they're looking at everything? Is it Jeff Johns? Is it Hamada? Is it Jim Lee now? Is it Berlanti? Are they all working together? Who gets the say is where I'm confused. And is it AT&T? There's so much going on here that DC Fandome should be that place where we finally get answers. And I hope we do, but everything I'm hearing says we won't. I hope I'm wrong, but it seems to me like there's not. Now, that multiverse panel stuck in the middle of the day is the perfect opportunity, which is like right before or after the Flash panel. Amazing opportunity to really sort of set the tone and say, well, here's what's going on. Jim Lee's in charge of this. Jim Lee's in charge of movies. Berlanti's in charge of TV. Or Jim Lee's in comics. Hamada's in charge of movies. Here's what the plans are moving forward. And there's no reason these things can't cross over into each other in the future. I mean, that's cool. If the TV, the comics, the movies can all sort of cross over each other, it's clearly something Marvel's trying to jump into pretty quickly, and DC's noticing, because Multiverse of Madness is going to be the opportunity where they're going to finally announce that. The WandaVision show is also multiverse. They noticed Spider-Verse worked. Sony's jumping in that heavy. And so now you got these opportunities where even Marvel's clearly noticing, why aren't we getting into the multiverse? We can do that too. They both have these multiverses, right? So jumping into that, I think, is wise. And for DC to get on that with these characters, please do this right. Michael Keaton coming back as sort of the what a nice surprise it would have been, let's be honest, but it's been ruined a bunch. But that gets me excited. The fact that he's putting this back on in this role, clearly reading the script and knowing sort of, all right, well, what's happening? At least for the part that he's agreeing to right now, he's on board. That gives me a little hope. And the fact that Affleck also read the script and was like, all right, you know what? I'll come back for this. I'll give this one. I'll see this one off. Again, gives me hope. There's two things here, and it's sort of the combination of all the universes where I think this could really be an amazing thing for all the fans to sort of like let's unite and see this, right? Let's see what happens. And it allows Snyder fans to have their version as well. More can happen if they want to, even on HBO Max. Robert Pattinson now can sort of go and do his thing. We can have opportunities to thrive in multiple areas without us trying to strangle each other. So I hope this is all good news. I hope this film is great. I'm going in super positive. I'm excited Affleck's back. I'm excited it's a sort of a cameo to sort of set the tone of, yep, this is where this came from. We're still honoring what we did. We're not going to completely write it off. We know some fans didn't like the direction, but it is the direction, and we're going to use that as a launch point to sort of do something new and have multiple opportunities. And by the way, that Snyder universe, it's still there. Because some fans like it, it is what it is. They're allowed to like it, and they're allowed to have their thing, and they're allowed to have the Snyder Cut. I'm excited to see it. We're going to see that at Fandome. We're going to see a lot of stuff at Fandome, so stay tuned this weekend. I will be reporting all throughout the weekend on it. I see, again, most of your comments as I'm watching. Thank you for the support. You guys are excited and hopeful. You are agreeing, though, who's in charge, but I see a lot of excitement in Keaton, and I see a lot of people ready for Ben to come back. So this is a couple of you saying you don't want Affleck back, and some of you saying Snyder's in charge. I honestly don't know. I don't know who's in charge. I'm curious to learn who's in charge. But again, to wrap up, for those of you joining live, Ben Affleck is back in a cameo role for Flash, and Michael Keaton is confirmed for a substantial role in The Flash as the sort of string puller of the multiverse moving forward. So very excited to see how all this nets out. Stay tuned for more coverage here at Popcorn Planet, and don't forget to join us live tonight for Nerd Wars as this story develops and more happens. I will be reporting it to you and getting you guys involved in the chat and on the show. So come back tonight for Nerd Wars 9 p.m. I'm going to put it right here, I guess. I'll make sure at some point when this video is processed, you'll see the video here, or check the pinned comment. I'll pin it at the first comment. And meanwhile, check out some of this other work. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. What do you guys think? Keep the conversation going down below in the comments, and stay tuned for more Popcorn Planet. Thanks, everybody.